Hello guys and welcome back to FMSCOUT. In today's video we're going to be testing out a really explosive tactic which produces some amazing results, but just before we get into all of that, if you enjoy the content here on FMSCOUT, please give it a like and subscribe if you are new and notifications on. My name is Steve or Levels. I also have my own YouTube channel. We have a save going with Paris FC at the minute. We're trying to reclaim Paris from PSG. It's quite a mission but it's quite fun, so after this video come on over and subscribe. It'd be nice to have you there as well. But yeah, let's get on with the video. So with the tactic that we're testing today, we're going to test it with 6 teams over 2 different leagues to see how it gets on, with all with different media expectations. So we're using AS Monaco, who are predicted to finish 6th, Bordeaux, who are predicted to finish 10th, and FC Lorient, who are predicted to finish 20th. And the other league that we're going to be testing the tactic in is the Premier League, and we're going to be using Liverpool, predicted to finish 2nd, West Ham, who are predicted to finish 11th, and Fulham, who are predicted to finish 20th. So we're testing it with 3 teams in each league with different expectations, like basically top, middle, and bottom. So let's have a look at the tactic. So here is the tactic. It is a Knap tactic, and it's a Pilgrimage Knap 4330, is what we'll call it. The link will be in the description, so if you want to download the tactic, it will be there, but I'll go through it for you, position by position, for people who can't download the tactic. Just before I go over the tactic, I also want to say that I know some people aren't a fan of like the shadow striker tactics and the inverted wing backs because maybe they feel like they don't have players that fit the system. But all of the teams we're testing it with, especially like Lorient and Fulham, are definitely not going to have players that should fit inverted wing backs or shadow strikers. They're meant to finish 20th. They're not supposed to do very well, and the tactic thrives for them. So even if you don't think you have the people for the positions, give it a go and see what happens, because it is worth it, I promise you. But we'll go through the tactic. So starting in goal, we have a sweeper keeper on defend with take fewer risks and tackle harder as the instructions. At both fullbacks, there is inverted wingbacks on support with pass it shorter, shoot less often, close down more, and tackle harder being the added instructions. The darker green instructions are already part of the role, so you shouldn't need to add them. And it's exactly the same on the other side. Both of the centre-backs are ball-playing defenders on defend with pass it shorter, take more risks and hold position, and it's exactly the same for the other centre-back. Then on the left side we have a winger on support with shoot less often, tackle harder and mark tighter being added, and like I said, the dark green ones are already part of the role, and that's exactly the same on the right side, another winger on support. In the middle we have a deep line playmaker on support with pass it shorter, dribble less, close down more, tackle harder and mark tighter. And then shoot less often, take more risks, hold position being already part of the role. And then up top, I guess, but it is a strikerless tactic, we have 2 shadow strikers with no additional instructions. The shadow strikers are on attack, and that's exactly the same for the one on the right. And then in the middle, we have an attacking midfielder on attack. It's got to get further forward, but there's no additional instructions on that one. The tactical style is custom and the mentality is attacking. When we're in possession, the attacking width is fairly wide. Approach play, we have pass into space highlighted. We've got play out defense with overlap on the right and overlap on the left. A slightly more direct passing directness and a much higher tempo. And then in the final third, working the ball into the box and we're running at defence being selected. In transition, when the ball has been lost, we're looking to counter press. When the possession has been won, we're looking to counter. Nothing is selected in goalkeeper in possession. We're looking to distribute to fullbacks with throw it long. And then out of possession, we're looking to use the offside trap with a much higher line of engagement and a much higher defensive line. We'll force the opposition outside from the defensive width, and then use tighter marking is selected. The pressing intensity is extremely urgent. Prevent short goalkeeper distributions also been selected, and with tackling you're looking to get stuck in. This tactic does have a corner routine. This is how to set it up on the left when you're attacking. The player instruction is to go short, as you can see here. But if you want to pause it and have a look at the players and what position they're, and then this is how it looks on the right. Same again with the throwing routines if you want to pause it and look at the screen and how to set it up. But the player instruction is to throw it long on the right. Again, this is how you set it up on the left side. Throw it long again. If you want to pause it to set it up that way, so you don't have to speed do it when I'm talking, happy days, you can see that. Alright, that's everything I need to show you in terms of setting up the tactic, the corner routine and the throwing routine. I'm going to jump forward a year now in France and in England and we'll see how the tactics go on. So a year in, all of our teams have done very, very well. Monaco have managed to come out on top and beat PSG by 2 points, which is no easy feat. PSG are an absolute cheat code in this game. Bordeaux have finished 4th, only a couple points off of Champions League football, which is really good for them considering they were supposed to finish, what was it, 10th I think? It was 10th. And Lorient have managed to secure European football, 57 points, and they were predicted to finish 20th, and they're not a good side in the Football Manager simulations that I've done at least, and in the saves that I'm doing. So that is a really, really good achievement for them. Just a quick little sneak peek before I go into the tactics. You can see Monaco have scored 112 goals. That is insane. Bordeaux have got 89. And even Lorient have got 81 with their team. That is mad. Before I go into the statistics and how the tactic did, we'll quickly have a look at the competition tab for each team to see how they got on in the competitions. Just before I have a look at the detailed statistics and how the tactic got on, I'm going to quickly have a look at all of the teams' competition tab to see how they did in the cup as well as the league, of course. So Monaco did finish first, as we know, and they got to the 11th round before getting knocked out by Nims. Probably not how you say it. Don't get mad, and I know that's not how you say it. Bordeaux, I thought had won the French Cup because of this, but that's the friendly cup. They got knocked out in the 9th round by our other team, FC Lorient, so hopefully Lorient have won the cup. Nope, they got knocked out by Monaco. So they've all done pretty well in the league. Cup-wise hasn't been the best for the French clubs. Who won it out of interest? PSG, of course, 4-1. So they haven't done the best in the cups, our teams, but they have done very, very well in the league. So looking at the statistics for our sides then, Monaco, like I said, are out in front on terms of goals of 112 scored. PSG have just got 106 because they're, like I said, a cheat code in this game. Bordeaux are 3rd in the league in terms of goals scored of 89, and FC Lorient are in 4th with 81 goals scored, quite a bit ahead of Marseille who are in 5th. So the tactic is really, really good for getting you goals, especially if you're Monaco with 112. In terms of possession, it's a bit more spread out. Monaco are in 3rd with 53%, and Bordeaux and Lorient, or Lorient if you will, 9th and 10th with 51% possession. So the tactic doesn't necessarily dominate possession, but it doesn't just give it up by any means. With the get stuck in instruction, the tactic does pick you up a lot of yellow cards, so that's interesting. Lorient had 113 yellow cards, that's mad. In red cards it doesn't really translate, but that's not really too important. I just thought it was interesting. Looking at our sides, expected goals for, again we're in the top 4. PSG are just always going to be around there. Monaco are way out in front with 93.04. Lorient 74.57 and Bordeaux 70.22. So it's doing really, really well at getting the expected goals at least. The tactic does really well as well for clear-cut chances created. Monaco out in front with 53, Lorient with 41 and Bordeaux with 37. And the conversion rate with those chances, we're all top 3 with Bordeaux 18%, Monaco 17% and Lorient 16%. So it's really good at creating the chances, converting the chances and getting your goals. And that's exactly what you want from a tactic. As you remember, the tactic had a corner routine, and having a look at the goals from those, Monaco are way out in front with 14 goals, 5 ahead of second best, which is also us, Bordeaux with 9 goals, and then Lorient are joint 3rd with 8 goals from the corner routine. So it's a pretty good corner routine thinking about it. Looking at how our sides got on defensively, we're pretty spread out, I'm not going to lie. Monaco are in 2nd with 34 conceded, which is really good. Lorient, middle of the pack, 57 conceded. For a side that was meant to finish 20th, we can't complain. But Bordeaux, all the way down here, with 76 conceded. In 20th place. So the tactic might leak you a few goals, but if you're going to score significantly more, it's probably not going to hinder you that much. Obviously you don't want to concede goals, but if you're scoring way more than you concede, you're still going to win. And something that I always like looking at is how good a tactic is at winning you the ball back after you've lost it. And in terms of possession won, we're top 3. Lorient are out in front, surprisingly, followed by Monaco and then Bordeaux. So the tactic is really good at getting your goals, getting the ball back and creating clear-cut chances and converting them. You might leak a few goals depending on how good your defence is. But tactic-wise, I think it's very, very good. Having a look at the individual statistics and who's got the most goals, assists, etc. Enzo Lafille, probably not how you say it again, but he's out in front with 30 goals for FC Lorient. He has 10 finishing, and he got 35 goals and 40 appearances. So, like I was saying earlier, if you don't necessarily think you have a player that fits in the roles, it doesn't necessarily matter, because I wouldn't think this guy is just absolutely going to thrive in this tactic, but he has. 34-year-old Hatim Ben Arfa has got 27 goals in this tactic. He's blossomed into the player we all hoped he would be years ago. Ben Yedder's rounding up the 3rd spot with 23 goals. There is quite a few of our players on this top 20 list. Like there's a couple for Bordeaux here that have got 20 goals each. Diatta for Monaco, 19 goals. Boisgard, probably not how you say it, 19 goals. Marvo, 15 goals. Golovin for Monaco has also got 14 goals, and Vollen's got 14 goals. So the tactic, like I said, is very good creating goals, and even for players that you might not expect, like Enzo Lafille up here. The last thing that I think I'll look at for the French sides is the assists. We have a lot of representatives from our teams here in the top 20 again. Florento Luis for Monaco has 17 assists. Loriente has got 14 assists. Golovin's got 14 assists. Odin has got 14 assists as well. A lot of 14 assists there. Henrique with 12, Seri with 11, Adley with 9, and Hatim Ben Arfa down here with 9 as well. Ben Arfa's had a really good season, just thinking about it. In 38 appearances, he has 27 goals, 9 assists and 6 player of the matches, 7.24. Imagine if he did that back in the day, that'd have been nice. Over to England now, and to see how the tactic got on in the Premier League. As you can see, Liverpool way out in front on 102 points. They've scored 124 goals. Fulham have managed to get Champions League, and they're supposed to finish 20th, so that's mad. And West Ham are in 6th with European football on 69 points. They also scored 93 goals. Fulham got 94. I mean, what? From 3rd to 6th, they're separated by 2 points. So West Ham could have very easily finished in the top 4 as well. If you're a keen-eyed viewer, you'll notice I've just jumped forward a week on the date because I didn't realise I hadn't simulated past the Champions League date yet. But we were in the Champions League final with Liverpool, simulated through it and won 3-1. So Liverpool have now managed to win the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup and the Community Shield. They were knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Manchester City in the 3rd round. So can we call that a quadruple, or is a quadruple the Carabao Cup? Regardless, they've done very, very well. As well as Fulham having an amazing season, finishing 4th, they've also gone on to win the Carabao Cup as well, so that's absolutely insane for them. And surely that means West Ham's won nothing because all of our teams have won something. Oh, they finished runners-up in the Carabao Cup to our team. What was the score? Oh wow, they got destroyed, 4-1. But again, they finished 6th and a runner-up in the Carabao Cup. It's a pretty good season for West Ham, if you ask me. I mean, they're doing really well in real life, but in terms of Football Manager. Liverpool, like I said, are way out in front with 124 goals scored. Fulham have scored 94 and West Ham have scored 93. So this tactic, like I've said a few times now, is insane for getting you goals. The possession stats are similar to what we saw in France. Like, we have just above 50% for most teams. Liverpool are 4th for 54%. West Ham and Fulham are in 8th and 9th for 50% possession each. So like I said earlier, the tactic isn't going to dominate your possession necessarily, but it's not going to give it up by any means. I guess I'll have a look at the yellow cards because I did it for the French league. I mean, West Ham are way out in front of 118 yellow cards, and Fulham and Liverpool are in the top 6. I mean, get stuck in does get you cards, it's just a thing. And red cards, doesn't really translate. If you want to pause it and have a look, so be it. I'm not going to go into the yellow and red cards too much. Our sides are top 3 in expected goals for, which you'd probably expect considering the amount of goals that they did get. Fulham on 82.16 and West Ham on 77.55. In clear-cut chances created, again, they are all top 3. Liverpool are way out in front with 56 clear-cut chances created. Fulham in second with 48 and West Ham rounding up the top 3 with 45. And if you have a look at the conversion rate, that also translates to this. So Liverpool have 17% as well as West Ham 17% and Fulham 16% conversion rate. So like we saw with the French teams, the tactic is really good in terms of the expected goals. It's really good in terms of creating you the chances, the clear-cut chances and converting those chances. So you're going to get a lot of goals in this tactic. In terms of conceding goals, Liverpool have conceded the joint fewest in the league with 34. Fulham are in 7th with 60 and West Ham have a bit more of a leaky defence, joint 12th with Brighton with 70 goals conceded. In a way, that's pretty similar to what we saw in France. We basically have our top team up front and then the other 2 teams rounding out the middle of the pack. We don't have a 20th place representative like we did in France, but like I said there, you're probably going to concede a few more goals depending on the quality of your defenders, but you're definitely going to outscore the majority of the people that you play. And like we saw the French side, this tactic is very good at winning the ball back, with Fulham, Liverpool and West Ham being in the top 3 of winning the ball back. Lastly, we'll just have a look at the goals and the assists for the English teams. Ruben Loftus-Cheek has managed to bang in 33 goals for Fulham, which is absolutely mad. In the Premier League, he had 33 goals, 7 assists, 6 player of the matches. So Ruben Loftus-Cheek has absolutely thrived in this tactic. Mo Salah is second place with 32 goals. Sadio Mane, 24 goals. Lingard has done really well as well with 23 goals. Firmino, 17 goals. Pablo Fornal, 16 goals. Onuma, maybe, 15 goals. Tom Kearney, 15 goals. And let's just call him Bobby Reed, has also got 14 goals. And again, we have quite a lot of representatives on the assists. Interestingly, a lot of them are West Ham, but Thomas Souček's out in front with 14 assists. Antonio and Lanzini are joint second with 13 each. Jordan Henderson for 12 assists in joint 5th. Roberto Firmino, 9 assists, same with Jarrod Bowen and Tom Kearney. Trent Alexander-Arnold has also got 8 assists, and Kenny Tete has 8 assists as well. To take one last look at the tactic, here it is. It will be linked as the top link in the description if you want to download it. I really think you should. I know a lot of people, like I said at the beginning, maybe aren't the biggest fan of strikerless formations. However, as you can see, like Ruben Loftus-Cheek's absolutely excelled. Some guy with 10 finishing has done very well. So even if you don't think you have the players to fit the tactic, it's worth just testing out anyway, because some people just absolutely thrive for whatever reason. But yeah, like I said, it will be the top link. I haven't signed anyone, I haven't done anything like that. I've literally just plugged and simulated with all 6 teams, and it's produced some really, really good results. So I would highly recommend downloading it. And just finally, again, the tactic is called the Pilgrimage Knap Inverted Wingback 4330 P105. And again, it is the top link in the description. But that will do it for the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and subscribe with notifications on if you are new. Like I said at the beginning, my name is Steve or Levels. I have my own YouTube channel where we're doing a Football Manager save over there. So if you can come on over, subscribe and say hey, I'd really appreciate it. But thanks for watching guys, stay safe, FMSCOUT will be back soon for another one. We'll see you soon.